I don't think the display of God's power is necessarily boisterous or loud or miraculous. I think His power is to be found everywhere. And in true essence, His power is the resurrected life of Jesus that lives in me and lives in you. That is true power, because it's through that power that He expresses His love for us, which is in some sense the ultimate power that we can experience. And I think it was also beautifully portrayed when Jesus hung on that cross and He asked our Father to forgive those that have crucified Him. That is a real show of power. If you and I can search the world over to find true power, and we can see that that is true power, then we've come to the revelation of a deep truth, that it's not necessarily always in fanfare and, a lot of bells and whistles and lights that the glory and the power of God is displayed. It's sometimes in the gentleness of a smile, or the kindness of a touch, or the appreciation of a sunset or a flower. I think God is to be found in everything. In this verse, in Ephesians 1 verse 21, I'm reading from the Passion Translation. Paul continues to speak about the power of God. And now He is exalted as first above every ruler. Paul is referring to Jesus there. Jesus is now the highest authority. He overcame this world. He overcame sin. And He overcame death. So Jesus is now seated at the right hand of God, and He's got the greatest position with God, Him being the ruler over all authority. He's exalted as first above every ruler, every authority, government, and realm of power in existence. There is nothing excluded that can be stronger than Jesus, that can occupy a higher place of authority than Jesus Himself. And I'm not touching here on a kind of a theological concept. I'm touching here on the true life of Jesus Christ. Him, the person Jesus, is the highest authority in heaven and on earth. He is gloriously enthroned over every name that is ever praised. Not only in this age, but also in the age that is coming. For all eternity, eternity past and eternity future, Jesus is the name above all name. He has been given this name, and every knee shall bow before Jesus. There's no sickness, there's no pain, brokenness, of which there is so much in this world, that is stronger than the love of Jesus to come and touch that, and to transform that, and to heal that. I think God operates solely in His dealings with us on the basis of His love for us, that He has expressed in such a magnificent way through offering and sacrificing His Son, Jesus Christ, to die for us on the cross, so that we can once again experience that life that Adam and Eve experienced before they ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. There is something fundamental in God's desire to have relationship with us, and to have us to belong to Him, to be His sons and His daughters. And He made it possible for us through Jesus Christ, who is the highest authority in heaven and earth. And when we talk about authority, we should dare to move away from just thinking about a kind of a a judgmental authority. Someone who can shout loud and someone who can assert himself or herself in a situation and sort of force other people to do what they want the rest of us to do. That doesn't come to mind with me when I think about Jesus being the highest authority. I do think in such a way when I think about the powers and the principalities and the dark forces and demon forces in the air, that they have to submit to Jesus being that kind of authority to them. But I don't think so when it comes to us, his brothers and sisters, because Jesus is the oldest son, the firstborn son of God, which makes us his brothers and sisters, which makes us all the children of God. And when it comes to thinking about this authority and this government and Jesus being the ruler and the power above it all, I think it is beautifully expressed in his love for us and his kindness towards us and his forgiveness for our sins. And when we fall and fall again, that he tries to restore us back to him again. Because that is what Adam and Eve had when they walked with God in the Garden of Eden. That kind of intimacy. I think the price of Jesus' life that was paid for us was fundamentally for the reason that we can be in relationship with our Father again, that we can be restored back to him in that kind of relationship where we can enjoy a kind-hearted Father that awaits us to come back to him. And when we are back with him, to enjoy him and celebrate him and just find our life in him, not in selfish ambition and the pursuit of what this world can offer, but in an intimate, true, deep relationship with him. And I think that is why Jesus is the highest authority and the ruler and the power above all, because he gives us that grace to come back to our Father and to be one with him again, and to just be, so to speak, at play in the fields of the Lord, in the fields of our Father, in his presence, and enjoy what he has to offer us as his beloved children.